Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, always exciting to get to explore some new ideas.
Exactly. And today we're going to be looking at, well, I guess you could say the power of kindness.
Hmm, interesting.
And you know how sometimes those smallest things can actually make a big difference?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we've all had those moments.
Right. Like someone just holds the door for you and suddenly your whole day feels brighter.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're digging into today.
Makes you wonder how far that kind of effect can go, doesn't it?
Exactly. And thankfully, we've got a really interesting blog post to guide us.
Oh, and where's this one from?
This one's from the heroic Stoic. It's
Hmm.
called, get this, Ripples of Kindness, How Small Acts Create Big Waves.
Okay, now that's a title that grabs your attention.
Right. And, you know, I was especially intrigued by how they mix this whole Stoic philosophy with journaling.
Stoicism, huh? Now that's a school of thought you don't hear every day.
Well, that's what makes this deep dive even more interesting. I'm really curious to see how they tie it all together.
Me too. I mean, it's one thing to talk about being kind, but how do you actually, use those ideas to grow as a person?
That's the million-dollar question. And it seems like this blog post might have some answers.
Well, let's dive in and see what we can uncover.
Absolutely. Now, the first thing that struck me when I read this post was just how much emphasis they put on this idea of a ripple effect.
Oh yeah, like those widening circles you get when you toss a pebble in a pond.
Exactly. But here we're talking about kindness. So it's like each act of kindness, no matter how small, can set off a chain reaction.
It's a beautiful image.
Right. But is it really more than just, you know, a feel-good idea?
I think so. It's about understanding the interconnectedness of everything.
Okay, so walk me through that.
Sure. So let's say, you're having a rough morning, you spill your coffee, miss the bus.
All those little things that can just pile up.
Exactly. But then some random stranger smiles at you, and for a moment it lifts your spirits.
And maybe that little boost changes how you interact with the next person you meet.
You're more patient, more understanding, and so the ripple continues.
Wow, so it really is like a chain reaction.
And who knows how far those ripples might spread.
Pretty amazing when you think about it. So how does this whole stoicism thing fit into all of this?
Okay, good question. Now, Stoicism, it's this ancient philosophy that emphasizes focusing on what you can control.
So like our actions and our reactions.
Exactly. And not getting too caught up in things outside of our control, like other people's opinions or, bad weather.
Makes sense. It's about focusing on your own sphere of influence.
Exactly. And the blog post suggests that by choosing to be kind, we're actually exercising that control.
Okay, so instead of reacting to whatever life throws at us, we're making a conscious decision to put kindness out into the world.
Exactly. And that act of choosing, that's where the real power lies.
Interesting. So in a way, kindness becomes a sort of stoic practice.
In a way, yes, it's about aligning your actions with your values, even when things are tough.
And that in turn creates those positive ripples that can impact both ourselves and those around us.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It really is. And speaking of cycles, the blog post also talks about how journaling can help us amplify these ripples.
Ah, journaling. Always a good idea.
Right. And in this context, it's about taking the time to reflect on acts of kindness, whether we've witnessed them or we've been the ones to perform them.
It's about bringing those acts into our conscious awareness.
And by writing them down, we're essentially solidifying them in our minds, making them more real, more impactful.
And I think it also helps us to notice those acts more in our daily lives.
Almost like training your brain to seek out kindness.
Exactly. And the more we notice it, the more inspired we are to create it ourselves.
Sort of like a positive feedback loop.
Precisely. And that's how those small ripples can turn into something much bigger.
Powerful stuff, isn't it? Makes you wonder, you know, what if everyone took this idea to heart?
I know, right? Imagine a world where every single person made a conscious effort to create ripples of kindness.
It's almost overwhelming to think about the potential impact.
And the best part is, it doesn't have to be some grand gesture.
Right. It's about those everyday moments of kindness, a smile, a kind word, offering a helping hand.
Exactly. Those little things that can make all the difference.
And you know what? I think that's a perfect note to end on.
It is a nice thought to carry with you.
So for all of you listening, I want to leave you with this question. What ripple of kindness will you create today?
And how might that ripple spread to others?
Because even the smallest act can have a far-reaching impact.
So go out there and make some waves.
Until next time, happy deep diving, everyone.
See you then.